We do mystery shopping campaign for champions and have validated this over and over. The biggest problem with companies is that they never make a customer in the first place. If you have a subpar offering, a product that does not do what you state it will, and that make people feel like they have been cheated after purchase, the marketplace will dispose of you sooner or rather than later. But most people don't fail because their offering is inferior by they have a poor product or they have a poor product. Most people fail because they never get enough customer. Does Starbucks offer the very best customer service and coffee available? I don't know. I do know that. I do know that I don't know. I do know that the company has made a serious investment in making it easy and convenient to buy its coffee. Is Starbucks concerned about people standing in line too long and getting a right coffee and being greeted? Of course, but I assure you the company is concerned first with the acquirement of the client. Does Google provide the best search engine and the best customer experience and service? Does it look to improve the experience? Certainly, but the fast it dominates the space so clearly and gets so much attention that it's a first site used. What's my point here? Brands that are truly deliver customer satisfaction do not talk about customer service. They focus on customer acquisition. Emerging organizations first need people to know about them, then do everything they can to make them happy. Remember, customer satisfaction cannot exist without a customer first. American corporations have become so obsessed with customer satisfaction that they have lost sight of the first and the most vital factor, customer acquisition. Keep the main thing the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. As they say in the South, customer satisfaction should not be an initiative but something so inherent to an organization that all of its attention is focused on customer acquisition. To garner the attention of potential customer or market and then fail to capitalize on creating a user of your product and services make no sense. It is the most expensive of mistake. That is what happened with far too many organizations. Let's say let's say that company successfully gets my attention long enough that I consider its product, but then does not do enough to earn my business and shut me down. That is make me a customer. Not being a customer makes it impossible for me to become satisfied customer. I am just saying don't put me the cart before the horse. Notice how executive become concerned about customer satisfaction and then start initiative to conduct customer satisfaction survey of the individual who become customer and completely ignore the surveying those who did not become customer. This is a huge miss and great example of an only practice discussed in chapter 10 that will show you immediately how to acquire more customers in addition to surviving those you acquired. Garnering input from those who didn't buy will disclose much more to the company about the true customer satisfaction. Don't you want to find out why you don't acquire the business? You think you didn't satisfy a customer and therefore never made one. Customer Most companies fail not due to a lack of quality in their product, service, or their offering. They fail because they don't take enough strategic action to acquire the support. The client in the first place. That is why I suggest that customer satisfaction is the wrong target. because you don't even get an opportunity to satisfy someone who is never involved to customer. My point here is not to negate customer satisfaction after the acquisition, but to shift your attention back to acquisition. Also understand that it is impossible to somehow completely prevent customer complaint. There are of course measures you can take to improve your product or service, but when dealing with human beings you are going to face complaints and dissatisfaction. It's just that simple. The best you can do is resolve complaints and dissatisfaction when they emerge, and they will, I promise, and treat them as an opportunity to be communicate with your client. What you need is more people interacting with your product or service and the company, as complaint will increase when dealing with human beings, but so will praise. Increase the number of users to your product or service through the massive action, not through the massive initiative that cause your people to back up from the acquisition in the first place. I launched my first company under the naive impression that I would work in the handful of clients and really concentrate my attention on them, thereby in electing great customer satisfaction. I assumed that this would give me an advantage in market and allow me to deliver quality services and really make a difference. And although it was a nice idea, it just didn't work out the way. First of all, this plan didn't put me on the scale necessary to build a business with wide reach to get me attention, and I fell way short to dominance, not to mention the cash flow necessary to continue to support clients just as important. It did not allow me to share my information with enough of the successful people. When I finally got my thinking to the right level and committed to the expanding my footprint and taking on the 10x more client, I multiplied my exposure tenfold and increased the number of successful people and companies I had been avoiding. I shifted my focus to monumental quantities instead of just serving a handful of clients, which enhanced my ability to spread the word about myself and my company to growing number of people. The grumble I received did not intensifying the number of people. The grumble I received did intensify right along with the complaints I received. In fact, I enjoyed more successes than I suffered failure because I was exposed to greater number of people using my material. Argumenting the number of attendees at my seminar and workshop amplified the number of quality clients I had, and expanded the number of individuals who are exposed to my idea and technology. More people were talking about my methodologies among their associates, who would then spread the word to people they knew, and so on. The more people talked about me, and the more I was able to expand my footprint, get more attention, acquire more customer, and then create a more customer satisfaction. Think about it like this: would Facebook and Google be better off if they provide their services to only a few people? If they would, I would not use them as example. Sorry. Would Facebook and Google be better off if they provide their services to only a few people? If they will, if they would, I would not even use them as an example. The practice of customer satisfaction is not limited to the how you treat customer after you acquire them. It should also be focused on what you do to attain them in the first place. The quality of the client you attend will have direct effect on your level of customer satisfaction. You will not get an equal quality without seeking quantity. Remember as well what we discussed in previous chapter, that criteria, criticism and complaint are inevitable indication that you are growing as you should. So disregard criticism, welcome and handle complaint, and do everything you can to expand your footprint. The more people you serve, the better your chances are of interacting with a quality customer. To be clear, you certainly want to deliver and exceed on the promise you make. However, if you focus on delivering exceptional 10x service prior to acquisition, this part will come naturally after acquisition. I am assuming you have a great product, service, idea, or investment. Now you need to increase your support base for it. There are regrettably thousands of organizations in existence that sell inferior product every day. Although I am certainly not suggesting you push substandard offering or sacrifice your product quality. I am trying to highlight an unfortunate reality. Domination of market share tend to trump all other things. Companies that sell poor product make acquisition their number one goal, and they handle any problem with their product or offering after they get user on the board.